So recently we have gotten news that Santiago Gimenez and Julian Araujo could both be on their way to the Premier League. Now these are two different players in two different situations, so as always, let's talk about it. But as always, before we start the video, make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 1K subs and I'd really appreciate it. But thank you and let's get started. So let's start off with the more surprising link to the Premier League, Santi Gimenez. Well, we all know that Santi Gimenez has been linked to some big clubs in the last couple months. These clubs include Spurs, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid. But now that all three of those clubs have signed a striker, it looks like Santi Gimenez is no longer in their plans. Atletico Madrid got Julian Alvarez, AC Milan got Morata, and Spurs just completed the signing of Dominic Solanke. And would Santi Gimenez probably be a better option than Morata and Solanke? Then Morata, yeah, honestly, I probably think so. But for the case of Solanke, I get why Spurs would decide to go for him instead. He is Premier League proven. Although he's only really had one good season, they're going to value that a lot more than the seasons that Santi has had in the Eredivisie. But the point is, none of these clubs are going to buy another striker, and they're not going to sign Santi Gimenez. But where those doors close, another one opens, and it looks like Nottingham Forest is putting up an offer for Santi Gimenez. According to reports, it's a pretty ambitious offer, so it's not likely it'll happen. But compared to the other clubs he has been linked to, Nottingham Forest would be a step down. Last season, they finished in 17th place, 6 points clear of relegation, and their top scorer was Chris Wood with 14 goals. And then this coming season, they would probably still be fighting relegation, if not being a lower mid-table side. And to me, this move makes absolutely zero sense for Gimenez. The only positive that would come out of this is the fact that if they get relegated, he probably gets sold straight away to a better team. But even then, is that better than just staying another season at Feyenoord and then getting probably the same move? No matter what people tell you, no matter what you see in podcasts and everything, Santi Gimenez is 23, bro. He has room to improve. He could still get a move even if he doesn't get it this summer. And he's not too good for the Eredivisie. He's 23, and like people have it in their minds that 23-year-olds need to be fighting for Ballon d'Ors, winning Champions League, scoring 40 goals a season. In most cases, when you're 23, you're still going to be developing. Santi does not need to rush a move this season. In fact, it could actually make his career trajectory worse, because if he goes to Nottingham, gets relegated, has a bad season because he's not going to be the focal point anymore, the focal point of a dominant team like Feyenoord would be in their league, then who knows what clubs are interested at that point. He still has things that he needs to work on in his game. Going from a team that's going to be top of the league, playing Champions League football, where you're going to be a starter like for a fact because of the seasons that you had before that, to a team that's going to be fighting relegation, where you could be suffering goal droughts because they're going to be battling relegation basically, it would just not be the ideal situation for him. If you want to go to one of the teams you were linked to before, I feel like the best thing would be for him to stay at Feyenoord, replicate what he's been doing the last two seasons, and maybe not suffer a goal drought, because I feel like if he would have ended the season the way he started it, he'd have a move by now. But I promise you, if you have another good season, then no club will hesitate. Well, clubs that can afford it, they won't hesitate to spend the 60 million that Feyenoord want for him. You guys gotta remember, Santi's 23, Luis Suarez was 24 when he left Ajax. He still has plenty of time. But let's move on to Julian Araujo, who has a proposed move to Bournemouth. It looks like he's gonna be on his way out of Barcelona because he has not played much in the preseason friendlies. For example, he didn't play against AC Milan and Real Madrid, and he only played 45 minutes against Manchester City. And the reports are that Hansi Flick is just not impressed by him and he doesn't see him at the club, and he still sees João Cancelo as a starting right back. This has caused Araujo to be linked with teams such as Girona, Betis, Sevilla. But the other day, Fabrizio Romano dropped a bombshell that Bournemouth looked to be in advanced talks with Barcelona for him. The fee would be about 10 million euros. And honestly, I see the situation a little bit differently than the one with Santi Gimenez, because first of all, Bournemouth is just a better team than Nottingham. They finished 12th in the league, and they were actually 4 points away from finishing in the top half in 9th. But also, unlike Santi Gimenez, Julian Araujo is not one of the top players in his club, and he's not going to be a focal point if he stays, and it makes no sense for him to stay and just rot on the bench. Bournemouth are a higher mid-table team, and Julian Araujo will almost 100% be the starting right back there, and he would get the game time at a top league. Probably the best league in the world, to be honest. And although I think Girona would be a better move to be playing Champions League football, or to be playing at a better club like Sevilla or Betis, if Bournemouth are going to be the only ones to put an offer out on the table, then I don't see why he wouldn't join them. If they're really that interested and are willing to put in the 10 million pounds, go ahead, bro. I would 100% be with this move, get another Mexican in the best league in the world. And even though a lot of people are going to criticize it because it's not Barcelona, not every player is going to be a success at Barcelona, man. Not every player is meant for that. Maybe he needs to move away to a club like Bournemouth to then be playing at a better club. But yeah, I would be 100% with this move, another Mexican playing the top league in the world. And also, Bournemouth has some beautiful jerseys, bro. So getting that one with his name on the back would be class. But that is the coverage we have on the two players that have been linked with moves away to the Premier League. As always, tell me in the comments what you guys think about these moves, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.